Old Forester released the President's Choice Rye just a couple of months ago to a lot of fanfare. But it also came with a controversy because the price came in at $225. And that's if you find it at MSRP, which is very, very expensive. So I'm going to see if it's gonna be worth the upgrade, worth almost 3 times the cost as this, the Old Forester Single Barrel Barrel Strength Rye. So let's find out together right now. Okay. Oh yeah. Welcome to Whizbang. My name is David. When Old Forester released the Single Barrel Barrel Proof Rye back in 2021, it was an instant hit. It was impossible to find. Now, is it easy to find now? Definitely not. I mean, it's a little bit easier, but I thought this was gonna be closer to the Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye, as in, yeah, it might be hard for the first year or so, but it's gonna get a lot easier to find. Well, not with this. It's still really hard to find, especially around the MSRP of $80. Now, it's still gonna be easier to find than this, the Old Forester President's Choice Rye. Now, this is the first year they released the rye version. They've been releasing the bourbon version at the distillery for many years. It's been an instant hit and people absolutely love most of their releases. And so when the rye was released, they're like, ooh, this is gonna be great. Then they saw the price point at $225 and they're like, ooh, it better be absolutely delicious. Now, luckily I paid a little bit less than that. I paid $210, but it's still very expensive. So I'm expecting big, huge things from this right here. Some of the stats on these bad boys right here, the Single Barrel Barrel Proof Rye is coming in at 131.2 proof, a really high proof. It's from the 7th floor Warehouse K. Now, it is not age stated, but it could probably be, I think it's rumored to be anywhere between 6 to 8 years. For the President's Choice Rye, this one is actually 124 months old, which is basically 10 years, 4 months. And this one comes in at 116.6 proof. And it is notable that it does not say it's barrel proof or barrel strength anywhere. So this is mostly not barrel strength, and it actually has some water added to make sure that it is absolutely delicious. Well, I'm gonna be honest, I really wanna try this Old Forester President's Choice Rye. So I'm gonna stop talking and let's get drinking. Opening ceremonies. Ooh. All right, so these have been opening up for about 10 minutes, so it's ready to go. At least I'm ready to go. So first, let's start out with this, the Old Forester Single Barrel Barrel Strength Rye, because I wanna remind myself why this is so hard to get, still to this day, 4 years after release. So first, the nose. Ooh. Wow, so just like with a lot of Old Foresters, you get that banana cream, but it is very nice. It's almost like a banana cream brulee. You get a little bit of burnt sugar, a little bit of burnt caramel, and a lot of creamy vanilla. Banana, creamy banana. Wow. Either way, nose is very nice and very important, but palate is where it differentiates itself. So let's go. Cheers, guys. Ooh. All right, so this is what came to my mind right away when I drank this. Spicy banana. I mean, it is hot. I mean, if you think, a lot of people believe that the Old Forester barrel strength bourbons are hot, but this rye, ooh, it packs a punch. Now, it does pack a nice punch. The spice is not crazy. It's not like it's just something that's spiced for finding a favorite. It does bring the sweetness. It does bring the oak. It does bring the banana. It does bring a lot of the good stuff along with the spice, which is very fun. Once you get to the 3rd and 4th sip, that's where the magic happens. You get used to the spice. Now you get a lot more of the sweetness. You even get a little bit of chocolate at the end. Whew. I'll tell you what, I feel every bit of that 131.4 proof. And it's nice. It goes down very heavy, very oily, and you could feel it all the way, basically going all the way down. Wow, this is a strong rye. This ain't for the weak, that's for sure. Now, finally on to the rye that everyone came here for, the Old Forester President's Choice Rye. I'm gonna be honest with you, I am so excited for this. Wow. I mean, I didn't think I'd get my hands on one, and let alone at, basically right below MSRP. But let's see how it actually fares. First, the nose. Oh, wow. Ooh. Even at the nose, you could tell there's a huge difference between this one and the President's Choice. You get a lot more of the oakiness, more of the darkness, more of just, everything's more just burnt, but in a really, really good way. And it feels and smells like a really premium bourbon, which is very good start. But none of that matters if the palate isn't good. All right, cheers, guys. Ooh, what is this? This is interesting. I mean, it comes in at 124 months, 10 years, 4 months. So I wasn't thinking that it was gonna be that oaky or that dark. Man, it is oaky. It is almost like, if you ever had like, let's say a 12 or 15-year bourbon, that type of oakiness, it is in this President's Choice Rye. Wow. And I could see why they kind of watered it down a little bit. It does tame down that spiciness that this single barrel had, plus that oak. I mean, I think at barrel strength, that oak might be too bitter, too much, I guess, you wouldn't taste anything else. But wow, at this, you can taste everything along with the oak. Wow. Yeah, you still get a lot of good sweetness, a little bit more cookie or like a doughy sweetness than it is like a sugar or a caramel sweetness. And of course you get that banana cream. It's oily, it's thick, it's nice, but it doesn't provide the burn that the single barrel had. So it's a lot more of a smoother experience. Wow, I really like this. This is actually really good, but let's see how much better it is. So I'm gonna take some time, go back and forth to let you know if this is gonna be worth the upgrade over the single barrel. I will see you in about 5 seconds. Hey, don't pause the video. I just wanna say thank you to every single one of you that clicked on this video and spent your precious time watching me drink whiskey. Because I know your time and you click on this is very special and very cool to me. And then my YouTube and Patreon members, you guys are probably a little bit more special. Thank you. All right, I'm back, and that was a lot of fun going back and forth to let you know if it's worth the upgrade. So first, let's just get this out of the way. Is the President's Choice better than the single barrel? Yes, it's absolutely better. This one has the oak, the sweetness, and the less burn than this. And so I would absolutely drink this over this. But 3 times the cost is nothing to sneeze at. $225 over $80. And I know both are impossible to find at that price, but that's the only thing I could judge by. So before I go into if it's worth the upgrade, first I'm gonna let you know if this is even worth the $225. And my answer? Absolutely. If you could find the Old Forester President's Choice Rye. Now this one is again 124 months, barrel 3. And so it is a single barrel, so your experience might vary, but this is different. Like, I know that's a really high price point, right? It's right up there with the Michter's 10 Rye and the Thomas H. Handy and all the premium ryes that you can get. But it's different than those. Even the Michter's 10 Rye, it's a very sweet rye. The Thomas H. Handy is a very sweet rye, the candied orange, right? You get the candied mint in the Michter's 10, and even the Sagamore 9 and this New Year 8 riff, the New Year 8 year, those are all very sweet, very delicious ryes. But this brings the oak that none of them has. This reminded me of the oakiness, just the oakiness of the Russell's Reserve 15. And it's weird, you get that dusty, that, Rick House type of funk and oakiness that you just don't get from a lot of ryes, or actually from none of the ryes that I can remember. And it delivers a different type of feel. I had a barrel strength 9-year, I believe it was 9-year rye whiskey at Wild Turkey. When I went to do a barrel pick, Bruce Russell gave us straight from the barrel 9-year Wild Turkey Rye. And it was amazing, but it had that dusty, funky oakiness that a lot of ryes don't have, especially when it's watered down. And this, even if it's watered down, provides that type of funkiness. And so I was like, wow, I just don't think I would get this from anywhere else. Now, $225 is a lot of money, and I understand if you say, hey, I'm never gonna spend that type of money, but this is a special experience. Wow. I absolutely enjoy it. Now, on to the result. On to if it's worth 3 times the cost of this, the single barrel strength rye. And my answer is, hold on just a second. Okay, I got it. So my answer is, no, it's not worth 3 times the cost. This at $80 is an absolutely beautiful rye. Now it does come in a little hot, does come in a little spicy, and you gotta be ready for it. This can't be the first pour of your day. This definitely isn't for somebody that's new into ryes. That spice, that proof will get you if you're not prepared for it. But as long as you're prepared for it, you know about it, and you take that first sip and just take that punch, the second, third, fourth sips just get better and better. And yes, it doesn't have the oak that this does. This oak is very special. It's one of those oak that, you know, the oakiness that you just don't get from a lot of ryes. Actually, you don't get from none of the ryes I ever tasted. So this is a unique, special experience. But if you can't get your hand on this, or you don't want to spend $225 plus on it, getting this for $80 to $100, you get basically 90% of the experience. And so definitely not worth 3 times the cost. It's definitely not worth the upgrade, but wow. Both are amazing. And this, especially, oh man, I'm actually really surprised. If you have the funds and you do see it at around that cost, I'll definitely give this President's Choice Rye a chance, because that oak, that darkness, that chocolate bitterness at the end that you get, yeah, that's a really amazing rye. Wow. Well, let me know in the comments, have you had either of these? And if you have, which one have you preferred? And after watching this video, if you haven't had either, which one would you like to have? Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time.